Some good boundaries to set if you are someone with a preoccupied, anxious attachment style. It's a beautiful question. The best boundaries for me that helped me feel more secure in my relationships weren't boundaries with other people I was in relationships with. They were boundaries with self when it came to, my more preoccupied, anxious traits. And this is because when I am leaning more preoccupied, my focus is usually on healing the relationship in order for me to feel more secure within it. But the truth is, healing my own wounds is what helped me feel more secure no matter what relationship I was in. And that is what had an impact on my relationships. We can't expect the relationship to save us. And so with that being said, I'll give you my big three. Number one is I don't beg for love. Write it down, say it in the mirror. This is the big one. Begging for love doesn't look like literal begging for literal love. A lot of the times it looks like fighting for things that feel like love to us. It looks like fighting for quality time, fighting for reassurance and validation, fighting for respect. For me, feeling misunderstood is a trigger for me. So if there's anything that'll trip me up even now, it'll be fighting for somebody to understand me or fighting to feel seen. I have to catch myself, and that's the key. It's to catch ourselves. When we feel ourselves at that point, it's really important to stop and say, hey, the only reason that we're here, the only reason that we're having to fight so hard to feel loved, right, is because this other person in so many ways is telling or showing us, no, I cannot love you that way. And so my job at that point is to accept their answer and then ask myself, okay, what do I do with that information? How do I love myself through that answer? And that practice moves you towards a more secure state. Number two is when somebody asks to take space, whether it's to process their feelings, get over an argument, do whatever, live their life, whatever. I am no longer ruminating. I am no longer chasing them. We can discuss expectations of what that space looks like. We can discuss, are you going to hit me back up at the end of you taking space since you needed the space? Like, I think that's on you, right? But regardless of all of that, once the space starts, I am now processing my emotions, soothing my own nervous system, and getting back to living my life. And if it's something that we really needed a closure conversation for, and I'm not sure that this person is going to show up for that or what to do if they don't take initiative in that, that's what rule number three is for. Rule number three is that if you don't have it to take initiative in things like hard conversations, resolve and repair, then you can't afford me. And that's okay, but you can't, because that's a need for me.